You know, it's funny. Some of the most important things that shape our world are the ones we never even see. They're kind of hidden in plain sight, right? Working behind the scenes in the buildings we live in, the clothes we wear, even the water we drink. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most versatile secret ingredients of them all.
So let me ask you this. What could possibly connect fireproof walls, sports drinks, and clean water? I mean, think about it for a second. They seem totally unrelated, right? You've got safety, health, and the environment, but they are all linked by one single, powerful, and honestly, a surprisingly simple chemical compound. And there it is, magnesium sulfate. Now you might know its hydrated form, Epsom salt, but trust me, that is barely scratching the surface. Calling it a chemical Swiss Army knife is just the perfect way to think about it, because as we're about to see, it has a specialized tool for almost every job you can possibly imagine. All right, first up, let's look at its role as a master builder. Long before it helps us directly, it helps build the very world around us. It acts as this critical, unseen component in some of our most fundamental industries. So what's the deal with 4.5 hours? Well, that is the extra setting time that a tiny 0.3% addition of magnesium sulfate gives to C30 concrete. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but in construction, that extra time is absolutely crucial. It's the window that prevents defects. It allows the concrete to settle just right, and it ensures the strength and integrity of the whole structure. A tiny little tweak with a massive impact. You know, chemistry can create beauty in the most unexpected ways. You see that glossy, super smooth finish on your favorite coffee mug, or maybe the tiles in your bathroom? Yep, magnesium sulfate plays a key role there too. It acts as a flux in the ceramic glaze, basically helping it melt evenly during the firing process to create that flawless, high-gloss surface. It's amazing how a little bit of this white powder transforms a dull piece of clay into a polished, beautiful product. And this is where its range just becomes truly astonishing. Let's look beyond just the numbers for a second. In paper making, that 2.3% increase, that means you're getting more paper from the same amount of wood. That's a huge win for efficiency. In textiles, boosting color fastness to grade 4 means your favorite shirt stays vibrant wash after wash. And for leather, controlling the pH to increase heat resistance by 15 degrees makes it durable enough to last a lifetime. It's like a specialist in 3 completely different fields at once.
Okay, so let's shift gears. We've seen how magnesium sulfate builds our world, but it also plays a crucial role in life itself, for the plants in our fields, for animals, and yeah, for every single one of us.
This is where you see this incredible biological connection. The magnesium atom in magnesium sulfate sits at the absolute heart of the chlorophyll molecule. You know, the engine that lets plants turn sunlight into energy. Without it, photosynthesis just stops. And for us, that exact same element is an essential nutrient our bodies need to regulate hundreds of different biochemical reactions. So the very same thing that gives life to plants is vital for keeping us healthy. Its versatility in medicine is just astounding. Think about it. You can find it in a warm bath to soothe sore muscles, where it's incredibly effective against inflammation. Orally, it's that well-known active ingredient in many laxatives. And in a hospital, it can be injected to control life-threatening convulsions or to correct a severe magnesium deficiency. It spans the entire spectrum, from a simple home remedy to a critical, life-saving intervention.
So, it builds our world, it sustains life, but wait, there's more. Magnesium sulfate has another surprising identity. It's a quiet champion for environmental safety, helping us solve some of our toughest pollution problems.
All right, so here's the challenge. A lot of industrial processes, they produce this wastewater that's both acidic and just filled with toxic heavy metals like lead. Releasing this stuff into the environment would be, well, catastrophic. For ecosystems, for public health, all of it. So, how do you clean it up safely and effectively?
Well, this is where some really elegant chemistry comes into play. You add magnesium sulfate to the contaminated water. First, it helps neutralize the acid. Then it starts reacting with those dissolved heavy metal ions. This reaction forces the toxic metals to literally drop out of the water, forming a solid sludge that can be easily filtered out and removed. Pretty neat, right?
And here's the result. After treatment, the concentration of toxic lead ions in the water just plummets to less than 0.1 milligrams per liter. That is an incredible reduction. It transforms hazardous industrial waste into water that is dramatically safer to return to the environment.
And its protective powers don't stop there. They even extend to our infrastructure. When it's used for de-icing roads in the winter, it lowers the freezing point all the way down to a frigid minus 25 degrees Celsius. But here's the really crucial part. It also reduces that corrosive effect that salt has on our concrete roads and steel bridges, protecting them from winter damage and saving millions in repairs. So after all this, you might be thinking of magnesium sulfate as just a classic old-school workhorse chemical.
But its story is far from over. In fact, it's becoming a central ingredient in the next generation of green and sustainable technologies.
This is where magnesium sulfate becomes more relevant than ever. It's now being used to recycle and purify materials from industrial waste, turning a problem into a resource. In the world of new energy, it's a key ingredient for making the advanced materials inside the lithium-ion batteries that power our phones and electric cars. High-purity versions of it are essential for the next wave of electronics. So no, this isn't a chemical of the past. It's a building block for a much more sustainable future.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? We've just uncovered the story of one incredible, hidden ingredient. It really makes you wonder what other essential compounds are out there, quietly shaping our world, just waiting to be explained.